All right, so this is AMBW 2. Okay, kind of piggybacking on what people have been saying in the forums, and it kind of gave me a new kind of thought to kind of put out there. And this is kind of where I want feedback from people saying, am I on point with that, or am I off base with that whole concept? But I think the point I want to make is that anytime that you're in an interracial relationship, whether it be, Asian men, black females, or anybody else, okay, anytime that you date outside of your race or even decide to associate yourself with people from a different ethnic or cultural background, you're only enriching yourself. You're giving yourself the opportunity to meet a person of a different culture, okay, get new ideas and have greater understanding about things that are going on in the world. I think one of the beautiful things about interracial relationships, and I think specifically Asian men, black, female, because you don't see it so often, is that I think the root cause of that is, people are curious, and anytime that you have a curious mind, okay, you're going to have things happen, whether they're good, whether they're bad. You're going to learn from experience, and you're going to create diversity in your relationship and also in your understanding of people. Okay, so for instance, I think there was a quote from Alice Walker from The Color Purple. It was like, curiosity has led me headlong into everything worthwhile I've ever done. And again, that was Alice Walker from The Color Purple, wasn't me. But it's a great point because, you know, if I want, people that date outside of their race, okay, people who are willing to go outside the scope of their own homogenous society and go date somebody else, okay, from a different culture, a different society, okay, that's there's an enrichment value there that you can't find anywhere else unless you yourself go ahead and do it. Okay, so I think that by dating outside your race, there's just nothing really to lose at all. Okay, you're probably going to find something fantastic in that other person. B, you're going to learn so much from a person that ethnically and culturally is very different from yourself. Okay, and then C, you're going to understand that people, no matter how different, are going to have common bonds. Okay, so black women could be very different from Asian men in that respect, but really, I think at the end of the day, we're all people. Okay, and because if it's an Asian man or a black woman, we're curious to kind of find out what that other person has in terms of personality, in terms of what they have to offer, in terms of a relationship. And again, I couldn't be more for it. I think that diversity in relationships is a strength, okay, and not a detriment. I think people who, and this is not saying you have to date outside your race, but people who outrightly refuse to accept or say that that's unacceptable, they're very narrow-minded and they lack perspective. And again, I'm a big believer in perspective, and if you have perspective, then you can make decisions based on information that you already have, not assumptions based on stereotypes and misconceptions that may have been passed down based on experiences that you didn't even have. Okay, so um, again, just one of those things where I was kind of rattling off in my head, but I think there's a curiosity factor there, and I think it's an issue of diversity, and I think it's pretty much a wonderful thing. So let's try this out.